Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and I need to extend my apologies because we've been severely lacking in some of our content over recent weeks, so apologies to all our subscribers. That has been a good reason, guys. It's just been a combination of life really, work, post-holiday blues maybe. I haven't quite felt myself. I've had a few health things I've been dealing with. So I literally just had to take a step back and say some things in life are a little bit more important. Now that's frustrating because we'd worked really hard to get this channel up and running, build a good solid subscriber base, get some regular content going, and it feels like we've lost a little bit of that momentum. But guys, what can we do? We can only do what we can do. But needless to say, despite all that going on, constantly got my phone linked to all the major retailers, all the social media platforms, seeing what shirts are coming out, always looking for a bargain. But to be honest with you, we have completely rethought, I think, our collection here, what we're going to do, and as a result I've spent very little money in building the collection out in any meaningful way. We haven't bought many shirts, certainly since before I headed off to Canada at the start of September. So that's why we've not been doing the monthly videos. And you know, it's just one of those things. So this video is really just to share, I guess, the future, where we're going with the channel and with some of the content and our reasons for doing that. So hope you bear with us and you stay tuned and hear us out for the next few moments. So as you'll see from all the content we've done, you know, we've built a good solid collection of shirts up. And do you know what? I've really enjoyed doing that. Some of the shirts I've got now in the collection, I'm really proud to have in the collection. But equally, I do find myself at times looking at some of the shirts and thinking, why? Why did I buy it? Was it an impulse purchase? Did I buy it because I thought I was getting a deal or because we could sell it on? Now, obviously, there are shirts that we get in and we sell out and proceeds go to fund the dementia work we do. So that's fine, that's separate. But equally, you know, I am a collector. But I think I've taken a real long, hard look, at the money being spent, and having had conversations with other collectors, I know it's a common theme. You know, we end up spending probably more than we want to. And that means something else has got to give, and I didn't like that in myself. That wasn't fair on my wife, it wasn't fair on me. So I'm having to be, I guess, a lot stricter with my monthly budget now. But also I think certain shirts for me are more important now, and thinking about how I might be in, I don't know, 5-6 years time when I stand and look at the collection and I want something that I'm proud of. You know, that's important to me, but also I want to build a collection that has sort of a legacy. At least, you know, one day it has some value to either my wife or to my kids. So just a random collection of shirts probably isn't really going to cut it. But I completely respect those people who build huge collections and have some amazing shirts, and I love that because I love engaging in that content. I love seeing it. But for me personally, I think there's now a shift. So the shift has now focused, and I think I've alluded to this previously, that first and foremost, Liverpool is my primary club. I've amassed a huge collection of Liverpool shirts, invested a lot of time and a bit of money in building that collection out. Now we're at a stage now where there are still gaps in that collection, but those gaps are going to require a little bit more investment than maybe that sort of first tranche over the first 2 years. You know, so we're back into the 90s now, and those shirts aren't necessarily as cheap as others, but equally, I don't need to spend a huge, you know, I'd be spending similar money if I were buying a brand new authentic Liverpool shirt now at 130, 140 quid. So my view is I need to be prioritising the 90s shirts, which are holding their value and known to be holding their value, and get them now rather than wait 2 or 3 years, if that makes sense. So the Liverpool collection will grow and continue to grow. We'll add name sets where we can, and we might duplicate some of those shirts. If I see a shirt come up and I've already got it, but it's got a great name set, I might duplicate that. So that's number one collection. The second thing I want to do, my local club Gillingham, the club that I try and support and try and go to some games. I've got a number of their shirts, but again, I want to grow a bigger collection of the Gillingham shirts because it has been my local club for all my life. So I want to grow that collection, probably not to the scale, well, not to the scale of Liverpool, because I don't think there's as many shirts, but equally, the Gillingham shirts aren't as readily available, so they're not as cheap to pick up. So you're still looking at probably anywhere between 20 and 40 pounds just to pick up an older shirt. Again, so small steps, not long strides into getting that. So Liverpool and Gillingham. And then I think the wider collection I'm going to rationalise over the next year. So, you know, looking around here, I've got a whole bunch of shirts here. I've got all my La Liga ones down there. And then I've got a rail behind the camera here, and then I've got 2 rails upstairs. So I've got a lot of shirts. So what I need to do now is really go through those and say, what place do they have in the collection? I want to keep hold of sort of iconic shirts with legend or hero name sets on. So I've built up quite a good name set collection and will continue to do that. I try and get shirts from Liverpool players, new and old, and some of their previous or future clubs to get some of those. So it's always nice to add some of those. And then thinking back to the 90s, you know, some classic shirts, I want to add more to those. Watching the Beckham documentary recently, and you see some of those iconic shirts, you know, the Barcelonas, the Milans. So I want to try and get a few of those in the collection because they remind me of sort of my younger years growing up watching and enjoying football. So that's where the collection is going to go. So there'll be a few shirts I've got around me here that will probably go up for sale, and I'll use that money to reinvest in the collection. Then the other focus, and one that's probably going to become more of my focus going through the rest of this year, are my personal match worn shirts. Now, we've been very lucky to get some donated over the course of the last year and a half, and we've made a lot of money for dementia, which is brilliant. But I've also grown to love what holding a match worn means. So, you know, I'm lucky I've got a couple of Liverpool ones, but I'm going to try and build my EFL collection of match worn shirts. I might add to that then some shirts from around some of the other key leagues around Europe, but I don't want to spend lots and lots of money. So I do try and grab the match worns when, you know, they're in my mind at a good bargain price, but also they've got to come with a good level of provenance. So I generally want a certificate of authenticity, or for it to at least come from a reputable seller, rather than some of the stuff you see on eBay where it claims to be a match worn shirt. You can pick them up for 40 quid, but actually, for all I know, I could be paying 40 quid for a retro shirt that somebody's put a name set on. So you got to be smart there. So the match worns are going to be, and part of that is I want to try and get hold of some Gillingham match worn shirts and get some social streams going to support that and build a collection of Gillingham match worn shirts, which don't appear that often, unlike maybe other clubs that do deals with matchwornshirt.com or auction through their own website. So that is where we're going, guys. So because of that, we probably won't have as much content, but that's not a problem. Do hang around, guys. Don't unsubscribe. We might not be putting out 3 videos a week, but the content we want to put out is the shirts or the stuff that is of real interest. So yeah, there'll be less content, guys, but the channel is still alive. Keep coming, keep viewing. Any money we make on the site is going straight into dementia, so we do appreciate the views. And we're going to follow this video up in a couple of days with one of the new match worn shirts that we've got. We've got 2 recently. The last one we showed you, I think, was this Peterborough bad boy here, match worn shirt. We've picked up 2 since that one, but we'll save those and we'll do a couple of videos on those, plus probably pick out a bit of a showcase video. And then towards the end of this year, we're going to come back and we're going to do a complete match worn video, a complete Liverpool video again, and we'll probably take stock of the collection as it stands. Thanks for hearing us out, guys. Thank you to everybody who's supported this channel so far. I felt I needed to share where we were heading. And until the next video, guys, enjoy your collecting, enjoy the chase, and we'll be back with another video really soon. Thanks, guys.